Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome to today's message. Today, I'm coming to you after what's been, a week. If you've been watching along on these videos, I'm not trying to be morbid, but I have been being kind of more confronted and having more presence of the end of life in my life at the moment. I mentioned to you guys a few days ago, I went to a funeral. And I shared some messages based on that funeral. And today, it just so happens that I wanted to dive into a little bit. I'm going to share a bit of probably a pretty deep and meaningful part of my journey with you guys today, because I just feel really called to, just share this one with you guys, right? Like, honestly, it's going to be about my granny. She's 99 years old. And for those of you who've been following me over the years, I've spoken about her quite a lot. And she's been such a pivotal person in my life. And on so many different realms, in the positive, in the more challenging side of things, she's most certainly helped me to basically become the woman that I am in so many ways. And she's a, incredibly powerful woman in her own right. She's a survivor of the Holocaust. She's written a whole book on her experiences there and, living the life that she's lived. And yesterday, I spent some time with her, and I spent some really meaningful time with her. Okay, so being 99, she just turned 99 on the 31st of July, just gone. And over her time, her eyesight has been the major issue. She's basically blind, and I hadn't seen her for a few months. I moved up north to Queensland, a couple of states up from here in Victoria, in Melbourne, where she is. And I traveled for a month around India, and I missed her birthday, and I've come back to Melbourne for a couple of weeks to reconnect with her, and also make some wedding arrangements for a wedding that I'm gonna be the bride of, I guess. So, making some arrangements there, but really wanting to spend some key time with her. And yesterday, I went over and spent the afternoon with her, and because I hadn't seen her for a while, seeing the deterioration of, her eyesight. She couldn't even see me when I was right in front of her, and trying to hold her hand, and she didn't know where I was, and all sorts of things. And just to witness that deterioration is very confronting. But having this alone time with her, in my family, particularly on my dad's side, they're not very affectionate or openly emotional. They're very intellectually intelligent and connect, in this very kind of logical, masculine kind of way, which has its benefits, right? But, we don't, in that family, really express our love and openly for one another. It's kind of, as I've been taught growing up, it's kind of a bit of a weakness, right? Oh, you're so emotional, or, that's a bit weak to like share your feelings. And so I've had a lot of growth and, challenge in that area. And it was very meaningful yesterday when, my granny, I could tell, it really clicked for me. She's really feeling like she's legitimately at the end of her life now, because she told me, she expressed to me, Vanessa, I love you so very much, and she also expressed to me some things that she's really proud of myself for, and also in my relationship with my fiance. And it was really heartfelt, and it was really meaningful, right? And, almost like I wish I had have recorded it, I've definitely recorded it in my heart, right? But I wish I had it to record and to play back. And because those words have never really come from my granny's mouth, right? And she's such an important person in all of our lives, right? For the for the roles that she's played and how impactful she's been to us. She's been so generous and so supportive to make sure that, you know, we've had the education that we've wanted and desired, that we could never have to worry about survival, and we knew we'd always have a roof over our heads, and, you know, always wanting to support us in our education and our pursuits in life. And you know, that I couldn't be more thankful for. But not really quite the warmth part, you know, that's just not, you know, and if I consider, you know, her history, right, and being a survivor of the Holocaust and losing her parents, like having to be shipped away at age 12 to England, where she didn't even speak English at the time, and be put in different homes with different people and split up from, and never know what happened to her parents, who ended up in a concentration camp and dying, you know, and you know, all of these things, you know, I can understand why, like, her pattern of survival has been to be independent, to hold it all together, to not get emotional, because she might be overwhelmed by the reality of the traumatic experiences she's gone through, you know. And I think that her being the way that she is, and also how other family members are as a result, and all the dynamics, has actually given me the greatest gift of just being so fascinated with who people are and how they're wired and what's their story, and why do they believe the things that they believe, and why do they think the ways that they think. And I'm so fascinated by it. I've created an entire business out of it, and my whole life is about understanding who we are and why we do what we do, and how to break through, and how to get to meaning and fulfillment, and how to love fully, and how to live fully. And I don't think I'd have that, right, if I wasn't born into the family that I'm born into, and had all the experiences based on their histories and their experiences and all the rest of it. So everything's always working in magical ways, right? And I'm very grateful that yesterday we did sit down, and I did hit the record button for my own records of my granny. No matter how long she's here for, you know, it's the moments now that count, right? And when I was 8 years old, she took me over to America. That was my first trip overseas. She took me to meet some of my American relatives, and go to her sister's 75th birthday, her older sister's 75th birthday at the time, my great auntie. And I had a pen pal that, you know, was a neighbor of my great auntie, and my granny instigated that. And, you know, she took me overseas for 17 days to America, and I got to meet all my relatives, or some of my relatives, and I even got to do my very first speaking engagement, you know. So I blame my granny for my love of travel and for my love of speaking and talking to groups, because at 8 years old, she helped me, before we left for America, create a presentation about my life in Australia. And I went to my pen pal school, and it was my first speaking engagement, you know, and standing up in front of all of these, you know, this class full of students, and, you know, presenting about life in Australia and answering all their questions. And, you know, my granny, you know, she gave me so many amazing opportunities, and she even, you know, through this 17 days when I was 8 years old, traveling around, meeting family, going to all these experiences, and getting to go to Disneyland, and my granny on the roller coasters with me, and having all these experiences with me. What a cool granny, you know. And yesterday we sat down. She made me write a diary every day, and there was times that I really didn't freaking want to write that diary. And I thanked her yesterday for, you know, despite, you know, me digging my heels in as an 8-year-old, not wanting to, like, keep going and I'm tired and I don't want to do this. She made me do this, and I'm so grateful she did, because yesterday we shared this, you know, an hour or so, like, with me reading the entire 17 days journaling of my 8-year-old self, you know, that she typed up when we got home as my amazing granny. And, you know, and I got to read this whole journal, and we got to reminisce and laugh about all these magic moments that happened, and these funny little fights, and, you know, and going into all these little moments that really matter, and reminiscing on that was just, yeah, I'm really grateful I knew to record that, because I'll reminisce on that, you know, for the rest of my life. But I just wanted to share all this little kind of personal story with you today, because wow, like, you know, this week is just all for me, and the things that are happening in my life, just what happens at the end. You know, why is it that just then we realize to just love fully and live more, right? And to get beyond our fears and our insecurities, and, you know, make it worth living. Like, we don't actually know, just because somebody gets old and it's the end, like, we don't know that we're going to even make it to that age, you know. And so many different stories and conversations and experiences I'm having at the moment are pointing back to this message of just don't wait until the end to live and love fully, right? Even the funeral that I went to the other day, everybody kept saying, my mum in particular, oh, you know, Barbara would have loved this, you know, her auntie, my great auntie, you know, she would have loved this. But like, why is it that we share all this love and we celebrate the life of somebody when they're dead and they can't receive that? You know, it's like, what if we just started living right now? Who is it in your life that you haven't been just saying the words, I love you? And why not? Be the leader of love. Like, just because they haven't said it, or it makes people uncomfortable, or this or that or whatever, don't let anybody else's fears limit your capacity to love and to live. Say the words. Take the axe, right? Decide who it is that you are and what inspires you, and start freaking doing it, rather than living to the expectations of others, which I did for so many years in my life, because I was ignorant to the possibility of a whole other world, a whole other way of being. But now as adults, you know, watching a message like this, being here, being present, like, we no longer have that to hide behind the ignorance of a child who hasn't had experience and doesn't know. Like, today is the day we break free of the chains that limit us, that we're imprisoning ourselves with, you know, by limiting ourselves with our fears, our insecurities, what will others think. Don't let that stop you. You know, I just really want that to be the message today. And don't wait until the end, you know, like, how is it that you could be creating experiences and magic moments with the special people in your life, right? Don't wait till it's too late and they can't do much, you know, and they can't, you know, express the things, have the experiences. Don't hold on to like money in the bank account. Like, go on an adventure, you know. Of course, be reasonable about it. Don't like get yourself into a hole, but like, you know, why hoard it? Like, go and experience life. Life is now. And, you know, I say that I'm just about to, you know, my mum, I am always having experiences with her, and I'm just about to take her out to a beautiful high tea experience in the gorgeous botanical gardens here in Melbourne in just a moment. A bit of an early one, but it'll be fun. And so, you know, those are the things that matter, you know, and we can spend too much time getting fixated on our little small insecurities and time, and you know, it's time to break through and break free of all of that. So my hope is that today's message, just think, who is it that I've been holding my love back from? How have I been limiting who I am and how I want to live and what I want life to be about? And just make today the day that you say, you know what, it's only now. Like, let me make the change towards meaning now. Let me choose love in this moment rather than fear, because both are available, right? And you go down the fearful path, ain't that fun, right? Go down the love path, your whole life opens up, right? And that's what living is, okay? So hope this supports you today, and I just wanted to double not double check, I just wanted to check in with you guys and see who's been able to join me. So yeah, drop any comments, say hi, let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. And just quickly, if you guys want to come and be in the free to be me with V session, an empowerment call where we join together. It's a global community. We all jump on Zoom. I spread a bit of inspiration to hopefully, unlock something that's been holding you back from living and loving and being the person that you can be, and maybe going after something you've been maybe wanting but being too afraid to go after. I'm going to spread a little love in that area, and then you'll be able to connect in with other amazing souls from across the globe who are reaching for their potential, right? Who aren't just settling, who are wanting to break through and break free and create a life of real meaning and fulfillment. If you want to join us for free tomorrow, you are most welcome. I will drop a link in the comments today, and I hope to see you there, because it'll be happening in just over 24 hours from now. So I really hope to see you there live with me. And again, it's free. You can join, share it with your friends. More the merrier. It'll be fun. All right. So Kurant is here, and Sammy Kruant from Bangkok. I love that. Awesome. I love knowing where you guys are tuning in from. And Kelly's here, and Rashidas and Sarah. Awesome. From England. Awesome to have you here, Sarah. And Kane's here, and Yusuf and Adrian and Kelly, a matriarch in her way, wanting to inspire. We are somewhat shaped by our trauma. Absolutely. She's ultimately the matriarch of our family. And she's just been so empowering to everybody in her life. And so absolutely. And we are absolutely shaped by our trauma, you know. I'm reminded by the amazing words of Dr. John Demartini, who says, your voids create your values, right? Whatever you felt was missing in your childhood, maybe the traumas of your childhood, they actually become this energy force within you that wants to be unleashed, that wants to make a meaningful change. They become your values and what you think matters most in life. And aligning with those values is what allows you to know that you're living fully. All right. So absolutely. Kelly, you have brought this forth. Oh, very nice. I love that. Thank you so much, Kelly. So appreciate you, my friend. And we've got Jake and Mike, and Kelly's from the Great White North in Canada. I love that. Awesome. So good to see each and every one of you here. Thank you so much for joining me and diving into a little bit of personal story today. I hope that it's been valuable to you. Hope it just gets you thinking about just taking the lid off. Just choose love, right? Just say the words, just do the things, just make the discoveries of who it is that you are and what it is that you want. And I'd love for you guys to come and join me in the free to be me session with V, community call, all about empowering you to your next level and reaching your limitless potential. So if you'd like to join us, check out you just have to register on the link I'll drop in the comments, and that's all you have to do. And then you'll be sent a Zoom link. You can join us, happening in just over 24 hours from now. And they're happening every week. The times alternate so that we can get everybody from the globe, because I know times are all weird with me here in Australia, UK, Europe, America. So please do select any of the upcoming events that will suit you time-wise, and can't wait to meet you and connect with you there. All right, so much love. And as always, my reminder to you is to go out there and live fully, to love deeply, and to contribute your unique gifts meaningfully and purposefully. That's what life is about. All the growth, all the connection, all the contribution. So much love coming to each and every one of you guys. And I will see you very soon, and hopefully tomorrow live on Zoom. Mwah.